Okay, so I haven't done a video for a week or so, but I thought I'd fill you in on what I've been doing. You'll notice a few differences already. The speakers are in and working, which I'll give you a demo of shortly. They're only running off a head unit, head unit power at the moment. I've got the head unit in as well. That's just a test head unit. I had it all wired up to the amp at the back, and then realised that the connection on the back of the head unit is just a cheap and nasty Pioneer. Basically, that's only a subwoofer output, so it won't give the full frequency to the speakers. So I'm having to run it off head unit at the moment, just like a bit of a you probably see a wire down there, just sort of chucked in for now, just to see what it's going to be like, to give you a rough idea what's what. I've got the head unit itself. This is staying. We've got your head unit itself off a switch, power switch, so you can literally turn it on and off with that. And there's normally a light on there as well to say what's what. On that particular one, it's almost like running like a first key ignition system. So it'll literally just give you the head unit, all the charging for all these tablets here, and then whatever else I want to run off it. It's a big enough cable to run all sorts of stuff, so there's no issues there. And then there'll be a second one, pretty much like second stage ignition, also in there. So the two switches will sit inside that little hole there. Obviously we've covered a nice panel and everything else, but that'll go in there. And obviously that'll run your fuel pump, everything else to start the car, and all the bits and bobs, and like almost like a master switch for knocking off the main power. That's the idea. So yeah, there we go. So I'll give you a demo of the speakers in a minute. Basically, I'll run through what I've been doing. The back of the seat, obviously it's in at the moment, but it is fitting well. It's fitting quite nicely. You can see that it's pretty tight gap wise, but it doesn't matter. It's basically all this is the right shape. Everything's being done next week with the fiberglass side of things. There we are. So it's looking quite good. It's all going to be shaped in. It's going to have some fiberglass, like a fiberglass sandwich there, so it's going to come right down here, and then a very small skin of filler over the top, just to make it look nicer, or at least flattened back fiberglass, something like that. I've got all this in here, all the rings, plenty of room for speaker travel. Well, not travel because they're not really coaxials, they're not going to travel loads, but there's plenty of room for them not to get knocked about. Plenty of gap there, plus obviously to hear them as well. So that's good. I tested an amp at the back. I've got it all wired up, ready, as I say. That one there, the Vibe amp. That one there, that's the Stereo 4 Black Air. That's all wired up, ready to run. That runs the 4 speakers, the two that two component sets that I've mentioned in the B pillars, which will be eventually some JBLs. And I've got 2 JBLs as well in the under the bonnet as well, run off the same amp. Getting about 125 watts each, roughly, somewhere between 100 and 125. These are currently running about head unit power, probably about 12 to 15 watts RMS. So anyway, I'll give you a bit of a demo so you can see what it's like. This is my second attempt, to be honest, at doing a video. The first one didn't quite go to plan. I tried to put it up, and then there was a copyright issue with the music, so I'm having to do another one. So I've downloaded some random YouTube uncopyrighted song, so it's not the best, but it will give you a rough idea what's going on. We'll see how it goes. I'll just put this on now. Let's knock it back a bit, take it off mute. Let's put it on, what, 42, let's say. You see they're running now. Other side's running too. So yeah, not too bad considering, really. I mean, that's next to nothing power wise. That's just a little bit. They're hardly moving, to be honest. These are 80 watt RMS speakers, so they're not even being touched really power wise. I just wanted to move for testing purposes. But yeah, that's what I've been working on. So the next stage really is finishing off these pillars here. It's all blended in here already, as you can probably see. I missed that part. It's all blended in. Just needs a last skim and filler on that pretty much, and a bit of flatting. That's basically done. But yeah, this week I'll be doing some fiberglass in. I'll be getting some more of the electrical stuff in, more of the cabling. I'll get the charging points working for all these tablets. They'll all be running by the end of this week. Yeah, so we'll crack on with that. I'll do another video when it's interesting. Feel free to subscribe and comment and whatever else you want to do. And yeah, we'll see how we crack on with that and keep the project keep going.